There are moments in life when the next step feels obvious, and then there are moments when the path forward disappears completely. Moments when every option feels risky. Moments when staying feels unsafe and leaving feels terrifying. Moments when you're not asking, "What do I want?" but "What is God doing?" Those moments raise deeply personal questions, and a deeply apologetic one. How do we know God is guiding us when the path is unclear? Skeptics often frame it this way: aren't claims of divine guidance just emotional intuition? Believers often frame it another way: how do I know this isn't just my fear or desire talking? Genesis chapter 46 steps directly into that tension. This chapter doesn't feature miracles in the sky or seas splitting open. It features something far more relatable: a man standing at the edge of a life-altering decision, afraid to move and afraid not to. And what happens next tells us something profound, not just about faith, but about reality itself. Because if God truly guides his people, then meaning is not accidental, history is not random, and our lives are not left to chance. Tonight, we're going to see that divine guidance is not vague mysticism. It is thoughtful, relational, covenant rooted, and historically grounded. And in Genesis 46, we discover why guidance itself points to God. Let's step into the text. We'll read from Genesis 46, 1 through 7 in full context. So Israel took his journey with all he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. And God spoke to Israel in visions of the night and said, "Jacob, Jacob." And he said, "Here I am." Then he said, "I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for there I will make you into a great nation. I myself will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also bring you up again, and Joseph's hands shall close your eyes." Then Jacob set out from Beersheba. The sons of Israel carried Jacob, their father, their little ones, and their wives in the wagons that Pharaoh had sent to carry home. They also took their livestock and their goods, which they gained in the land of Canaan, and came into Egypt, Jacob and all his offspring with him, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters. All his offspring he brought with him into Egypt. This is a quiet passage, but it's weighty. Jacob is leaving the promised land. Egypt is not where the promise was given. Egypt is where promises go to die, or so it seems. And yet, God speaks here. That alone is apologetically significant. If God is real, and if he guides, then we would expect guidance to have certain characteristics. It should address fear honestly. It should provide reassurance grounded in truth. It should align with prior revelation. And it should give meaning without removing risk. Genesis 46 does all that, which raises the question: is this what divine guidance would look like if God truly exists? Notice the first thing Jacob does. He came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices. Jacob does not rush. He does not presume. He worships. That alone dismantles the idea that biblical guidance is impulsive or emotional. Warren Wiersbe observes, Jacob sought God's face before he took God's provision. True guidance begins with submission, not certainty. From an apologetics perspective, this matters. Skeptics often argue people claim God told them things after the fact, but Genesis 46 shows the opposite. Seeking precedes moving. Worship precedes clarity. Listening precedes obedience. This is not self-justification. It's humility. God's first words are not instructive. They are reassurance. Do not be afraid. Fear is not condemned. Fear is acknowledged. That matters apologetically because fear is universal. Every worldview must explain why fear exists, whether it is rational, and how it should be addressed. Christianity does not shame fear, it speaks into it. R.C. Sproul said, "The presence of fear does not mean the absence of faith. It means faith has something to face. If God were merely a projection of human wish fulfillment, we would expect comfort without cost. Instead, God reassures Jacob without removing uncertainty. That kind of reassurance rings true. God identifies himself. I am God, the God of your father. This is not new revelation. This is continuity. God grounds guidance in history, promise, and identity. John Calvin wrote, God does not guide his people by new inventions, but by unfolding what he has already promised. That matters apologetically. Christian guidance is not subjective intuition. It is tethered to objective revelation. The same God who spoke to Abraham, the same God who spoke to Isaac, now speaks to Jacob. This continuity is powerful evidence that the biblical narrative is not evolving myth, but unfolding purpose. One of the most profound promises in this passage is simple. I myself will go down with you to Egypt. Egypt is not holy ground. Egypt is foreign, dangerous, and uncertain. And God goes there. This confronts a common objection. Religion only works in safe or familiar spaces. Genesis 46 says otherwise. God is not geographically limited. He is not culturally confined. A.W. Tozer wrote, "The presence of God is not something we must seek. It is something we must recognize. Guidance is not merely knowing where to go. It's knowing who goes with you. That kind of guidance assumes a personal God, not an abstract force. God does not promise ease. He promises outcome. I will make you into a great nation." Jacob will go to Egypt as a family, but leave as a nation. What looks like retreat is actually preparation. This addresses a deep apologetics issue. Does guidance guarantee success? Biblically, no. It guarantees meaning. Tim Keller explains it this way. God's guidance rarely makes sense in the short term. It makes sense in light of his redemptive story. If Christianity were fabricated, we would expect guidance to function like control. Instead, it functions like trust. Guidance only makes sense if choices matter, if directions matter, if outcomes are not random. A purely material universe has no path, only processes. C.S. Lewis noted, "If the universe has no meaning, we should never have found out that it has no meaning." Our longing for guidance is itself evidence. We do not ask for guidance in a meaningless world. Genesis 46 affirms what we already know intuitively. Life is not aimless. Notice how God speaks clearly, personally, contextually. Jacob, Jacob. Names matter. This is not vague cosmic signaling. This is relational communication. Josh McDowell has argued, if God exists, it is reasonable to expect he would communicate in ways humans can understand. Genesis 46 presents exactly that kind of communication. Not constant, not overwhelming, but timely. God promises outcome. Jacob still has to move. Faith does not eliminate action, it motivates it. Jacob packs, his sons carry him. The family travels. Divine guidance does not replace human responsibility. This addresses a frequent critique. If God guides, humans aren't responsible. Genesis 46 shows the opposite. God's guidance dignifies human action. Genesis 46 includes a long list of names. This is not filler. God is not moving a strategy, he is moving people. Names matter because identity matters. Buddy Bauckham often said, God doesn't save plans, he saves people. From an apologetic standpoint, this confronts impersonal worldviews. Christianity insists that guidance is personal because God is personal. This chapter links Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. Faith is not reinvented, it's entrusted. This continuity refutes the claim that Christianity is a later construction. Lee Strobel notes, the Bible's strength is not novelty, it's consistency across centuries. Genesis 46 preserves identity across movement and change. So what does Genesis 46 teach us today? Number 1, uncertainty does not mean absence. God speaks in uncertainty, not after it disappears. Number 2, fear does not disqualify you. God addresses fear before direction. Number 3, guidance is rooted in relationship, not intuition, not impulse, relationship. Number 4, God goes where he sends. You are never asked to walk alone. Number 5, meaning is greater than comfort. God's guidance prioritizes purpose over ease. Sean McDowell writes, faith is not believing without evidence. It is trusting in light of the evidence we have. Genesis 46 is evidence of a God who guides thoughtfully. If God did not exist, guidance would be illusion. If meaning were accidental, direction would be fiction. And yet, every human heart asks for guidance. Genesis 46 tells us why. Because we are not wandering alone. If this message resonated with you, consider liking this video, subscribing, and sharing it with someone who is standing at an uncertain crossroads. In the comments section, reflect on this question. Where are you seeking God's guidance right now? In the upcoming weeks, we'll continue walking through Genesis and uncovering the apologetic power woven into Scripture. Thank you for being a part of Unapologetically Unapologetic. Until Saturday, stay grounded in truth, full of grace, and unapologetically for the gospel. May God keep you and bless you.